All right. Hello and welcome to the Lightline podcast. My name is Ari Stoffer. I'm here with Alexis Garcia. Today we're going to be talking about Bipolar 2 and her experiences with it. And I just wanted to give you like a space to share and talk about whatever, ask you some questions.
Yeah, so I've been diagnosed with bipolar since I was about, oh geez, since before they're really supposed to diagnose you. So for bipolar, you're not supposed to be diagnosed at the youngest until you're 13. I've had the diagnosis since I was like 10 or 12. Um, so I've been dealing with it my whole life.
Gotcha. Um, Can you kind of go over the difference between like bipolar 1 and bipolar 2? Because you said you had two specifically.
Yes, so one means you experience mania and depressive episodes, usually for longer periods of time than how somebody with bipolar 2 would experience it. And also, people with bipolar 2, most of us has never experienced a full manic episode. So, if you ask somebody with bipolar 1 what their mania looks like, for most of them, they will talk about hallucinations, feeling higher than, more powerful than God, feeling on top of the world. They'll do really dangerous stuff like have sex with a ton of people or blow all their money in one night. Um, I've heard of some people running out in front of traffic because they think they're invincible. With bipolar 2, I have never experienced that. I experience hypomania, which is
Hypomania.
kind of like mania, but not really. So I get really happy. I'll laugh a lot. I'll talk a lot. It feels like racing thoughts. Like I can never really hold on to like one single thought. I'm jumping around a lot. I have a lot of energy. I can like go uh I went one time I went a whole week on like I think I was on like 20 hours of sleep for like and I went 7 days.
Oh goodness.
So, yeah, so it's like mostly energy and just overly happy and like lots of like not anxiety because you don't feel the anxiety. You just feel kind of euphoric, but not like to the point where I'm hallucinating or anything.
Gotcha.
And that's the biggest difference.
Gotcha.
And then my depressive episodes last longer than most people with bipolar 1 will experience. And if you read up on bipolar 2, even at the DSM, it talks about how as people with bipolar 2 get older, the depressive episodes stay around longer and longer and longer and will stop experiencing hypomania as much and it'll just stay in depressive episodes.
Gotcha. Yeah, I have depression, so I get the lows. I don't get the well, I've I've been diagnosed schizoaffective too, so I have experience like I'm not sure if I'd consider them manic episodes or like what they'd be considered, but in general, I don't experience mania or hypomania. Well, how often do you have to experience them to get the diagnosis?
So, as far as I know, for the diagnosis, you had to have one manic or hypomanic episode and one depressive episode within a 6 month period.
Okay,
But I've been diagnosed with it so long and I'm so old now that I don't even experience it that much because, again, as you get older with bipolar 2, the depressive episodes stay around longer. And then I've been on a mood stabilizer since I was 13, which also kind of helps even out the mood a lot. right now we're just trying to figure out how to get me that the lows aren't debilitating, because I feel the lows so often and for such long periods of time that it can get really bad and really dark really quickly.
Yeah, I can definitely relate to that. Having treatment resistant depression, it's a constant battle trying to figure out how to cope with the lows that you experience.
The mania isn't all that either. Um, I know some people with depression have told me, "Oh, I wish I experienced mania." No, you don't.
Mm.
It sounds great, but honestly, I cannot do anything when I'm in a hypomanic episode except like clean my house. And even then, that's hard because it's hard to focus or grab any thought. You literally feel like it feels like your whole body is vibrating, honestly.
Oh, goodness.
It feels like a really, really bad anxiety attack
Oh.
almost because you can't grab thoughts. You, I know personally, I don't shut up. I just talk and talk and talk and talk. And I get really giggly. Like, I know one time when I had a hypomanic episode, I ended up on the floor rolling back laughing over some dumb joke my boyfriend had shown me. And I laughed on the floor for like 20 freaking minutes.
Yeah.
And he's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I can't stop laughing." So it's not all that. It's another bad kind of mixed with the depression, but it's sometimes nice to get out of that depression. But I know after I feel a high, I then either crash or I go completely numb
Oh,
for
geez.
days.
Uh, yeah, that sounds really difficult to deal with.
Yeah, but again, mood stabilizers have helped a lot.
So, how did you discover that what you were experiencing was bipolar 2?
Uh, I didn't know it at the time, but they diagnosed me with it, and then I read up on it by myself. Because
Okay.
I'm one of those people who don't just, that when the doctor's like, "Here, take these meds," I don't just take them. I'm like, "Why am I taking this? What is it for? How can
Yeah.
it help me?"
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Um, so I looked it up and I was like, "Oh, yeah, that seems to fit what I experience."
Alright. So, how do you prioritize self care when you're going through all that? Because I'm kind of struggling with that myself. I found that, like, when I'm in a depressive episode, my self care is not the greatest, and I struggle with finding the motivation to do like basic care tasks.
Okay, so I have ADHD too. So for me, it's not the task that's hard, it's starting the task. So to put it bluntly, you just kind of got to kick yourself in the ass and do it.
Mm,
I know for me, one of the hardest things is showering. Because I'm
yeah.
like, "Oh, I don't want to shower. That seems like a lot of work. That seems like a lot of energy." And you just got to kind of be like, "Okay, fine, I'll do it." And then my problem is then I don't want to get out. Also, I reward myself. So, um, you can reward yourself with anything. So for me, it's food. I'll be like, "Okay, I'll do this task and then I'll give myself like a piece of chocolate or
Oh,
something."
nice.
So, like, say I do like 30 minutes of homework and then I'll give myself a piece of chocolate and I'll be like, "Okay, if I do 30 more, I'll give myself another piece of chocolate."
Mm,
And like for showering, I'll be like, "Okay, I'll go shower and then I can have a Twinkie when I get out." Something like that. I also and this is not sponsored, but this app honestly has helped me so
I've
fucking
been
much.
using
It's
Honestly
called
too. What a coincidence. That's funny. Yeah, this is not sponsored.
it's called Finch. And so you take care
Oh,
of this
okay.
little bird. It's an app on your phone, and you can make tasks that you do every day. And when you do the task, it gives your bird energy, and then your bird like goes on an adventure and then comes back and tells you about it.
That's a different app than
And
the one I was thinking of, but that sounds useful.
I do that app because for me it's fun. I'm like, oh, I gotta get on and take care of my little burb.
Uh,
And that's what they call it. Not a bird, a burb. And you can um hold on, what's the word? Not specialized, customized. There we go, sorry. Customize the tasks, so they're tasks you need to do. So like mine has showering every other day, because if I shower every day my hair gets too greasy.
mhm.
So I got like showering on there every other day. I have like do at least 15 minutes of homework. Remember to take a break from homework, stuff like that. And honestly, that's helped me because you can set reminders. And so at like a certain time, so it'll send me reminders like, hey, remember to shower, remember to take your meds.
Is it free?
It is free.
Oh, sweet.
I love it. It's helped me a lot. But that's kind of how I prioritize self care, giving myself a little treat or, taking care of my burb.
Yeah, thank you. What advice would you give to someone else struggling with bipolar disorder right now? I guess bipolar 2 specifically, or just in general?
Reach out to someone you care about, have them help you, especially if you're in a dark place in a really dark, depressive episode. Tell someone. I was in a really bad episode 2 months ago where I actually got to the point where I couldn't find a point in living. I did, obviously, I'm still here, but it got to the point where I just did not care about anything. And I was just kind of going through the motions because I had to go through the motions, and nothing seemed to matter. And you need to reach out to someone when you get that dark because there are people that care, even if you feel like there aren't.
Mm.
And I know that a lot of crisis lines don't help, so I'm not even gonna talk about that because they didn't help me. But just reach out to someone, and then if you are someone who thinks meds might help, try to get on a mood stabilizer. There seemed to be the only thing that even me out, but I know not everyone wants medication, so
Yeah. Um, I'm on meds too. I'm on like a lot of them. It's definitely a struggle trying to manage the side effects that you get from meds because
it
it's like,
takes a while. I've I've changed I call it my cocktail of meds multiple times since I've been medicated. I've been medicated since I was 10 years old.
okay.
So I've changed my cocktail tons and tons of time, and you'll eventually find something that works. It just takes forever to get there. If you are on medication though, drink plenty of water. It is summer.
Yeah.
You will dehydrate and you will burn. Wear sunscreen and drink water, especially if those of you on antidepressants.
Calling me out. Maybe I just need to drink more water.
I need to drink more water too. What? I don't know if that's a mentally ill or neurodivergent thing, but I hate water. I will only drink water if it's like freezing cold or has flavor.
Mm. I've been on a coffee kick lately.
I've been on a caffeine kick lately. I don't like coffee, not unless it's like the sugary, it doesn't even taste like coffee shit. But I love Diet Mountain Dew. I've been obsessed with it for like 3 years.
Nice.
And I used to drink Monster, but now I'm on a stimulant. And so Monster and my stimulant make me feel like I'm literally gonna vibrate all the way to the next planet.
Eh,
So I don't take both anymore.
jeez.
Yeah, they make me really shaky and make my whole body feel like it's vibrating like a freaking metronome.
Yeah, I've heard that before. I've heard you're not supposed to drink caffeine with stimulants, but I still do because
You
I'm
can
like
drink
addicted to caffeine.
caffeine. You just really shouldn't like mix something with a ton of caffeine. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know how coffee interacts. I've never had a problem with the stimulant in coffee, to be honest. But my stimulant and Monster was awful. I was so shaky. But if I do like my stimulant and Diet Mountain Dew, I don't have an issue either. So it might just be something in like the Monster and Red Bulls and the variation of all those. They might just have too much in them, to be honest.
Mm.
But yeah, my stimulant, it's helpful. I can do homework. But yeah, I miss Monster sometimes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. I've been told that stuff's gonna explode my heart, and I'm like, shut up. You drink coffee, and you're short. So
Yeah. So, for you personally, how do you recognize, like, what are the signs when you're in a hypomanic, or the signs for when you're in a depressive episode?
so depressive. Again, I experience that like constantly. So I'm really not sure what the signs are anymore. It just kind of feels like I'm always in that state. But for hypomania, it's the racing thoughts, the extra giggly. I also get extra irritable. So if I'm like snapping at little things, the talking too much,
Mm.
the overexcitement, um, depressive, I guess, is just like when I come down, it's just it kind of like, for me, it feels like I either want to cry all the time or I just don't give a shit about anything.
Mm.
Kind of like, I don't care. I'm just doing this because I have to, kind of thing.
Okay.
Not like to the point where you don't want to live, but just kind of like, I don't like, I don't see a point, but I'm going to do it anyway. Kind of like, almost, I get almost spiteful at the world.
Oh.
Like, fuck you, you can't kill me. I'm gonna do this shit because I have to do this shit.
Mm.
But not because I care, just because I have to. That's how I get. But again, I'm on mood stabilizers, so I don't notice my lows as much.
Okay.
I know for some people they'll get really suicidal, but I don't experience that much anymore.
That's good.
I know that rapid cycling. Now, I've only heard of some people experiencing this, and I've only experienced it a few times, but rapid cycling is honestly the worst. It's from where you go from hypomania to a low, and it'll be hours, like hours you'll cycle. So, usually episodes last days or week or like a week or more. But when you rapid cycle, it will last hours to just a day, and then you'll hit your next mood. So I would start off really depressed in the morning, then numb, then hypomanic. And I cycled like that in one day for 4 days in a row.
Jeez. And mood
It was
stabilizers help with
awful.
that?
Huh?
Mood stabilizers helped with that?
Mood, well, this was when I was on a mood stabilizer, but I was off the pill that helps bring me out of my depressive episodes. So I'll notice sometimes when I get really, really down in my depressive episodes, my brain is almost like this is too much and will switch me to like to rapid cycling or a hypomanic episode. Almost like my body is trying to protect itself from being too depressed. It's really weird.
Oh wow.
But I don't know if that's the mood stabilizer or just how my bipolar works. No one's going to cycle the same,
Yeah.
and there can be different things that trigger, the different moods. But for me, that's usually when I get hypomanic, when I'm starting to slip deeper into my depressive episode. And the mood stabilizers do help with the rapid cycling and the feeling like you're on a roller coaster where you're high and low, high and low.
Do you have access to a therapist?
I do. I have two therapists actually. I have a trauma therapist, and then I have what I call my venting therapist, where I just kind of like let all the shit off about my week and talk to him about it because people are stressful and people piss me off.
Mm,
The world is not made for us neurodivergents,
yeah.
and sometimes I just need to complain about that.
That's so valid.
But yeah, that's about all I got to say.
All right.
Love your people, love your animals, and kick your booty so you do your self care.
Yeah, I'll work on it. I don't want to, but I will.
Also, maybe having a friend check in on you and be like, hey, have you done this today? Have you
Mm,
showered? Have you drank water? That could be helpful too. I know
yeah.
when my friend is like, have you drank water? I'm like, no, but I'll go do that now.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, anytime. All right. Bye.
Bye.